kidding me?
Bye, honey. I love you.
Oh,
bye, Tony.
Harris's husband was visiting.
Bye.
Yeah. Bye. That never happens.
Bye.
Outnumbered overtime. Oh, gee, baby. And we're looking at art
Bye,
from
Tony.
Sandra's home. We got a lot going on for this overtime. This is beautiful. What is this?
Insane, right? A beautiful painting. I'll tell you the story later.
All right. Her husband buys art, and he has a degree in art. Wow. All right. Let me just tell everybody's business. Okay, so on the live chat right now, thousands of you, thank you. Swag Daddy 82 says, religious freedom, SCOTUS, and now Obamacare. Trump is firing on all cylinders. I don't even think it much matters at this point that we're kind of in the early stages, Charlie, of getting repeal, replace, whatever it's going to be. It still has to reach the Senate, whatever. For those core supporters of this president, and maybe even wider beyond that, some doubting independence as well, he's checking some boxes.
Yeah, and that's actually a great point that I meant to bring up earlier and failed to, so thanks.
He's owning your point, Harris.
Swag Daddy.
Is Swag Daddy, is that, that Donald Trump has, stayed true to these people that were, that he's not among, but he's sticking up for the Second Amendment people and religious liberty types. And one of the biggest things is the Gorsuch nomination. And if he does get another nomination, I interviewed him last week, and he said that he would absolutely, without a doubt, pick, if he gets another opening, he would pick someone from that list that was put together by Leonard Leo of the Federalist Society and the Heritage Foundation. That's a huge, huge deal. And the fact that Scalia got replaced by somebody that was in the mold of Scalia was such a blessing for these conservatives. And to get like another one, and it's, say, replacing an Anthony Kennedy or somebody like that, who has been sort of on both sides,
You look like you have indigestion all of a sudden.
I feel like I do. Just the notion of that as someone who's on the
You
more
don't
progressive
believe in the
side.
Are you sad that your party used all of its powder on fighting the current
means what it says?
Should they have saved some of their fight, Democrats, for that next one?
I mean, I was here on the couch the day I think they were voting on Gorsuch, or that they broke.
You were here,
They changed the rules. Yeah, I think we talked about that. I think the rules were going to change either now or on the next one, but I think the next one's the big fight. That's why it looked like I was about to, break out in hives over here. The next one is the big fight.
Buke says, so what was the news that Meghan and Marie had? Break it, girls.
Oh, we were going to make a joke about how we're going to make an announcement in Vanity Fair about our engagement. Right. Because there's some other hosts that are engaged.
Wait, hold on. I was reading a Facebook post.
We're kidding. It's a joke. Okay, this joke is not going to work if you two don't pay attention to media news. So it's not going to fly, okay? I'm not going to hear this from Marie. Charlie gets it.
No, I totally know about the engagement, but I didn't know what you just said.
But they're not engaged.
We were going to make a joke that we were also going to get engaged and fly to France and do a spread with Vanity Fair. Because I was like,
who was going to propose to
we
who?
were talking about in the green room
here.
today. Well, she's actually married, and I live with someone, but anyway,
a man.
But I said earlier that we were joking we were getting our makeup done. I was like, I guess we're not exciting because no one on my show is dating each other and getting engaged to each other.
On camera crackle and off camera crackle.
We are friends off camera.
We are friends off camera. That's what he said. Oh yeah, he was like, we're crackling on air.
Crackling.
We're talking about Joe and Mika. That's okay. Well, we had to lay it right out for you guys.
They went to the south of France. They got engaged. It was their 50th, but we got it. But all I was doing was I was checking Facebook Live, as I promised our viewers always, and she was probably on outnumbered overtime, and all I hear was like, somebody's announcing their engagement. I'm like, what?
No. Everybody's married on this couch except me.
That's why
I am not engaged.
Okay.
So Foxy Lair.
Back to Facebook Live.
I'm not.
Someone named Foxy Lair, which I think I like. I might have to steal it. What is the definition of pre-existing condition? If it means you were born with it, then it should be dealt with separately. Anybody?
Can't we answer fun questions?
Well, there were actually some
almost Friday.
So there were some interesting tweets and things online that I saw over the last 24 hours that things that we wouldn't expect to be pre-existing conditions were now going to be put in that category. Things like if you're a victim of sexual assault. There was a lot of churn on the left about this. So that's actually a really good question, and it really matters in people's lives. And I think that definition may be shifting a bit in this new bill. But because we haven't had a chance to read it, and we haven't had the CBO score it, we don't know what these all are.
You mean like with Obamacare?
Right back to it.
Exactly like Obamacare.
I can give you the Republican press release that says, are they going to let the CBO score it?
Transmax says electing Trump was the country's last chance to save the conscience of the Supreme Court. I'm just reading some of these because there's so many of them. Patrice P., the Supreme Court nomination is huge.
But you know, going back to the pre-existing.
Also, foreign policy is huge. Sorry to interrupt you, Charlie. Like, for me, Trump's going to get a lot of passes from me for a long time for the way he's handling the Middle East and the kind of national security team he put in place. Sorry, continue.
And well, just the fact that he has a strategy at all
it's a
is
nice
kind
change.
of a nice.
Do we really think he does, though?
I think no, I think without a doubt.
On what foreign policy?
Sometimes he doesn't, like when he calls Kim Jong-un a whatever.
Like he'd be honored to meet with him.
Obviously, I mean, I get what I think that what he was trying to say was he was trying to sort of like butter him up, like, yeah, let's you know, come on, let's make a deal here, and that's the way he operates. Obviously, I would think that he wishes that he had that back, but at least it's going in a direction that you know, trying to make something happen. Strategic indifference is basically like sleeping on it and just ignoring it.
All right, let's talk a little bit, if we can, about Leader Abbas was here from. The Palestinian leader was here visiting with the president at the White House yesterday, and then announced today, right before he signed his executive order on religious freedom, President Trump said, I am going on his first trip outside the country as president, and he's going to be working on Middle East peace. He wants to see if he can bring the Palestinians and the Israelis together. What do you think about that? Every president has tried it.
That exchange in the Oval Office yesterday between the two of them was one of the most fascinating conversations I've ever heard around Middle East stuff.
Why?
Because it was very blunt. It was very. I mean, it was not political speak. There were no euphemisms being used. It was none of the State Department.
It wasn't polite either in the way that those things often are.
And maybe that's a bad thing. I don't know. But it's at least it was more harsh and
it was real.
Yeah,
I mean, one of the things that Megan and I were talking about, just the protocol of when Abbas got up there. He didn't even pause, honey. He just kept on talking. And then every time you take a breath thinking, okay, he's going to pause here, he just launched right back onto his platform.
And maybe a little, you know, harsh truth is what's needed. You know.
Well, I mean, every president has tried to get Middle East peace done, and every single one has found out how hard it is. And God bless Donald Trump if he can be the one that finally does this. I was a little worried that the statement coming out from the White House afterwards, there was not any mention of two states. They seem to be walking back or walking away from some of the really serious and significant premises that have underlined these negotiations for decades. So I'm just a little concerned that there's not maybe a lot of strategy behind it, but God bless him for trying.
But I do think that that's part of it, is that he wants everything to be on the table. And
the two states is a
Facebook Live, what's happening?
American form.
Well, I don't have all the dots that you tell me I get, so it's not as exciting. Well, someone is yelling at me to put down my phone. Thank you, Christopher Fairbanks. I'm reading your comments. And then thank you. I would like to personally thank, where was it? Somebody who was sticking up for me there. Leslie Harris, I believe. She said, Sandra's reading our comments. Okay. Got it. All right, so let's read one. Can't read those.
She's looking at her phone going, why can I? Oh.
You know how Facebook is a lot different than the comments on Outnumbered Overtime?
Yeah, they have more time. Look, bubbles.
Oh, yes, I'm getting bubbles. Okay, this is lovely. Sean Marshall, she's reading our comments. Okay, so send us some questions and I'll include them in the conversation. Otherwise, I can't really use most of this.
Any shout-outs from different places in the country? Because I love them.
Zanesville, Ohio. Miss Ohio here on the couch.
By where I grew up.
John Pride says hello from Zanesville.
The Fairfield County Fair.
Hi from Hawaii. We love the shout-out.
Aloha back. Mahalo for watching.
Mahalo.
I love saying mahalo.
I love it, right?
Out in Hawaii.
Look at all the love. That's what those bubbles are like. We love you.
Okay. Mahalo. Is it really too X-rated to share? Like, what's going on our Facebook? Is it nasty, Maureen?
Can we do some charades? Can you show us?
Shauna Rigby Carden, love the show. Thank you. Bob Hawthorne, hi from Phoenix. Yeah.
Right.
Oh, Leslie Harris just wants to say shout out to Harris's dress.
Oh, thank you, Leslie.
Okay. And
so
we have people from Norway, Montana, love the shows. Washington.
People talking about how short I am.
Midlothian,
That's
Texas.
a lot of it's fine. People are always like,
thank
so
you, everybody.
short.
They think you're short?
Yeah, that I look like a child on a couch next to everyone.
Well,
I'm 5'1", it's fine. I don't have issues about it.
But you're giant in stature.
That's right. Thank you.
Oh, how sweet is
Thank you, Charlie. That's right. Charlie's going to go to my defense.
That's why we have you back. Just a nice guy.
Lovely. Well, hey, look what time it is.
I know.
Thank you.
Well, thanks for joining us, everybody. Charlie, good to see you.
Thank you.
Tomorrow, yes.
for having me.
Tomorrow.